In the annals of criminal history, there are serial killers who operate in the shadows of cities. But in the mid-18th century, a killer stalked the rural hills of south-central France with a brutality that defied human logic. It did not hide in alleyways. It hunted in broad daylight. Over a 3-year period between 1764 and 1767, a creature, or perhaps something far more sinister, claimed the lives of over 100 men, women, and children. The locals called it La Bête. The world would come to know it as the Beast of Gévaudan. Was it a wolf? A pack of wolves? An escaped exotic animal? Or, as some darker theories suggest, a human predator hiding behind a mask of superstition? Today, we dissect the legend to find the historical truth behind the Beast of Gévaudan. To understand the terror, one must understand the landscape. The Gévaudan region was and remains a land of deep forests and harsh winters. In the 1760s, it was an impoverished province where survival depended on tending flocks in open pastures. The first victim was Jeanne Boulet, a 14-year-old girl tending sheep near the village of Langogne. She was found partially devoured. At first, the authorities assumed it was a lone wolf. A tragedy, but not unheard of. But the attacks did not stop. Within weeks, the body count rose. The victims were almost exclusively women and children, often attacked while alone in the fields. The brutality was specific. Decapitation, the removal of organs, and a distinct lack of consumption. The beast was not just eating, it was killing. By the end of 1764, panic had seized the province. The creature was described consistently by survivors. Larger than a wolf the size of a calf or a donkey. It had a greyhound-like head, a black stripe running down its spine, and a tail that was unnaturally long and thick, ending in a tuft. The physical description is the crux of the mystery. Witnesses were adamant. They knew what a wolf looked like. They hunted them regularly. This animal behaved differently. It was fearless. It would reportedly stand on its hind legs to attack, and it seemed impervious to musket fire. By early 1765, the crisis had become a national embarrassment for King Louis XV. The local militias had failed. The king dispatched professional hunters, including his personal gun-bearer, François Antoine. Antoine arrived with a detachment of soldiers and bloodhounds. He was a man of science and skill. He tracked the beast for months. The country held its breath. The weapons of the time were smoothbore muskets. Accuracy beyond 50 yards was questionable. To kill a large predator, you needed a lucky shot or a point-blank range encounter. Antoine was under immense pressure. On the 20th of September 1765, François Antoine shot and killed a massive gray wolf near the Abbey of Chazes. It measured over 6 feet in length. The animal was stuffed and sent to Versailles. The king declared the beast dead. The terror was over. The celebration in Paris was premature. The relief in Gévaudan was short-lived. Just 2 months after the Wolf of Chazes was killed, the attacks resumed. The descriptions were identical. A second beast? Or had they killed the wrong animal? The second wave of attacks continued into 1767. The death toll climbed. Finally, on the 19th of June 1767, a local hunter named Jean Chastel shot a creature during a hunt organized by a local nobleman. This time, the killing stopped for good. The animal killed by Chastel was examined. Reports from the time vary, but modern analysis of the historical records suggests the animal was indeed a wolf, but with strange anomaly. Historical accounts mention the animal had non-retractable claws, which is unusual for a canid. Some reports claimed it had a rigid, almost boar-like bristle on its back. The size was the most consistent anomaly, consistently described as being the size of a yearling calf. A typical European wolf weighs 80 to 100 pounds. The beast was estimated by witnesses to be nearly double that. The remains of the beast killed by Chastel were reportedly taken to the king, but the carcass was in such a state of decay that it was buried quickly and the location was lost to history. We have no DNA. We have only the words of the witnesses and the sketches of the time. With the physical evidence gone, historians and scientists have debated the identity of the beast for 250 years. The theories generally fall into 3 categories: the wolf theory, the exotic animal theory, the human theory. The wolf theory suggests a pack of unusually large, perhaps rabid wolves. But critics point out that rabid wolves usually die quickly and attack randomly, not with the sustained tactical predation seen in Gévaudan. The exotic animal theory is compelling. Menageries were popular among the aristocracy. It is possible a hyena or a young lion escaped or was released. A striped hyena matches the description of the striped back and the awkward gait. But hyenas are scavengers, not typically bold man-eaters in open fields. And then there is the darkest theory, the human theory. Some historians argue that the beast was a human serial killer or a group of killers using a trained animal or simply disguising their crimes as animal attacks. The specific targeting of women and children, the decapitations, and the imperviousness to bullets, which could be explained by the inaccuracy of muskets or the thickness of a winter coat, fueled this theory. We see in the historical record a fear of loup-garou werewolves. The church fueled this, framing the beast as a divine punishment. This hysteria allowed a human predator to operate with a perfect alibi, a monster. Regardless of its biological identity, the toll was real. Historical records confirm 113 deaths and 49 injuries directly attributed to the beast. The majority were children. The Beast of Gévaudan remains the most significant series of fatal animal attacks in recorded history. Whether it was a wolf, a hyena, or a man in a mask, the result was a community traumatized. It changed how the French state managed rural policing and wildlife. In 1767, the attacks ceased. The forest of Gévaudan grew quiet. The beast passed into legend, a cautionary tale of a time when the wilderness was still dark enough to hide true monsters.